Welcome to the Brasileirão in English, and I'm back with my round four picks. And last week, I told you guys to lay off no big money bets because a lot of teams are playing reserves. Most teams will have their first team this week, so I think there's some opportunity for movement, but there's not one game that stands out for me to wager all your money on, but I do have some good ideas for you. The first game in Rio de Janeiro at the Maracanã, Fluminense is playing Botafogo. And when I think of Botafogo, I think they're an underrated team. I think they're a team that people want to hate on, and I think they're a team that people want to laugh at. And I didn't like the Baraka hiring at manager, but I do think they have dangerous pieces. And that's why I think they get a draw here. And I see there being goals in this game, even though Fluminense plays extremely defensive. Gonzo's coming back. Arrington's out. Bruno Silva's out. So there's going to be more room in Fluminense's midfield. I think they're going to attack more. And I also think they're going to move the ball better, but I also think there's going to be more spaces. And I see this being a 1-1, 2-2 game. But don't rule Botafogo out to steal this game. Diego Souza hasn't really gotten going this year yet, but I think he gets on the board this game. And with Fluminense, one thing we need to watch is, of course, the return of Gonzo. That should help in creation. But the main thing I want to watch as well is Pedro going to start for Fluminense, or is Diniz going to keep babying him and keeping him on the bench? And my other question is, how do they respond? Are they going to come out with confidence? Last game, Gremio was up on them 3-0. They ended up winning 5-4. It should be something to build upon. We should see this Fluminense team rejuvenate. But I'm not sold on them, fellas. I think Botafogo gets a draw here. Next game, Corinthians, home against Gremio. And I think the difference here is Renato Gaúcho changing around lineups all the time. I know Jean-Pierre's out. I know Tardelli's out. And I know Bruno Cortez is out. And that's enough for me to say thanks, but no thanks. Luan might start, but that's not even a definite. And when you look at Corinthians, they're going to control the midfield. That's how Gremio plays well. Sure, they have great attacking pieces, but attacking pieces like Everton also do very, very good skillful work in the midfield. I think Corinthians plugs that all up. I think this is a stereotypical 1-0. And if Gremio does create chances, which they will, I don't care if they have in their C or D team, whoever's out there with Gremio, with Renato Gaúcho being the manager, they're going to create chances. It's just Casio is on such good form at Corinthians. It's hard to see one going by him. I got Corinthians to win 1-0. Pretty sure about it. Next game, we got Goiás at home against Ceará, and Ceará has been surprising me. I'm not a big Anderson Moreira fan, but he's got this team attacking with pace. They're compact, but they are hitting you on the counter. They're still missing Junior Quixada, but I think they do enough on this counterattack to win 2-1. And Goiás, when they have to take the game to people, Giovanni Augusto's out. We have to remember that. Their best creative player's out. And we know they have Michiel in that wing, but Kaique at number 9 has been so disappointing for Goiás. I honestly can't see them putting up more than one goal, and they're going to have to push a lot of people forward. And that's when I think Ceará is going to hit them on the counterattack. And that's how I see this game playing out. Ceará wins in Goiás. Pretty sure about this upset. If you get good odds, maybe even pick Ceará in a win/draw if you feel like going that route. Next game, Sunday morning, Flamengo against Chapecoense. Flamengo will have him mostly reserves, but I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference. I have them winning 1-0. When you look at Flamengo, the reserve team's pretty deep. You still got Diego at number 10, and he takes a lot of criticism in this league. He took a lot of criticism before he even came to Flamengo. But one thing you know about him is he is quality, and he's going to create one or two chances. I'm pretty sure Barrio's going to miss the game. Vitinho's Flamengo's going to be starting. I think that's enough, man. I think Flamengo wins 1-0 here. It's just not a big Chapecoense guy, not a big Nate Franco guy. I am a little bit worried that it is Flamengo's reserves, but one thing you know about Flamengo is they're going to be compact and they're going to defend well. You hope they're going to defend well. At least they're going to defend in numbers. But I think Vitinho puts up a goal here, and Flamengo has to get this one at home. I really think they should actually have Gabigol or Bruno Henrique out here. I really think they need all hands on deck. They can't afford to be resting people, even though they did play a Libertadores game in Uruguay. Next game, I got Atlético Mineiro against Palmeiras. And my initial read, my initial gut feeling was to go Atlético Mineiro to win. I've been riding them so far this year. I know everyone's low on them because of the Libertadores performance, but I'm pretty high on them. But with that being said, Palmeiras is just so dangerous. They have just so many pieces that can beat you. That's why I'm going 1-1, even though I really like what Atlético Mineiro is doing right now. And also, it's because I think Atlético Mineiro is due to lose, and they're due to leak goals. Like Fabio Santos isn't going to hold up forever. Victor, their goalkeeper, I think he's one of the worst goalkeepers in this league. I think with those two in the back line, it's going to be 1-1. I think they generate a goal. Atletico is going to create a lot of chances, but I think Palmeiras gets at least one goal, even with Deverson finishing. Next game, Santos at home against Vasco da Gama. This is a money pick, and I'm not going to put a lot of money on it because Santos is a team I root for. You never want to bet a team you love. But if I were to advise you to make one big bet this week, this would be the game. Vasco looked better against Corinthians. I told you guys there would be a response. You still have Maxi Lopez. You still have Iago Pikachu. I don't know if Castan's going to be back at center back, but that's where I'm looking at Vasco. Their center back pairing, too many injuries back there. Danilo Barcelos isn't particularly great at defending at fullback either. And I think Santos just controls the ball too much and puts too much pressure. But if you do bet this game, you're going to feel pressure with Santos because they're going to waste a lot of chances, and you're not going to know the lineup until 10 minutes before the game. That's how Sampaoli is. And I'm curious who he puts in attack. Does Eduardo Sasha stay, or does he go with Derlis Gonzalez and Rodrigo? That's what I'd go with. But I think we're going to probably see Soteldo and Eduardo Sasha, and that might make Santos fans wait until the late second half for that goal goal. But I think it will happen. Next game, and this is a game all about the legend and great Rogério Ceni. Fortaleza at home against Sao Paulo. Don't bet this one. Fortaleza played Thursday in the Copa Nordeste. They had to use a lot of starters. They had to use a lot of energy. They had to use a lot of resources. I got Fortaleza winning 2-1, and Sao Paulo's going to be without Pato, but we know they have depth. We know they're going to be able to create chances. We know they're really, really fast on that counterattack. I got Fortaleza to win 2-1. I do not have any science for you, and this is a game I might be wrong on, but just stay away from it. But you got to love the way Fortaleza is playing lately. Rogério Ceni, he's going to be celebrated by both fan bases. I can't wait to watch this. Now we got Inter at home against Cruzeiro, and I think this is setting up to be a Cruzeiro draw. I think Cruzeiro plays well here. I think they're going to play better on the road. I wonder if Mano's ever going to flirt with putting Sasa up front with Fred, but that's another story for a different day. But I've just been left unimpressed with Inter this year. We know they got the scalp of Flamengo at home, and that's all well and good, and they show – I'm just not big into Inter here. I think Cruzeiro gets a draw. But one thing with Inter to watch is how Paulo Guerrero plays. If he's knocking in goals at a consistent rate, it's hard to beat any team he's on. So watch out for that. Next game, we got Avaí against CSA. and I got CSA to win this on the road. I think CSA is going to steal one on the road on the counter attack. Modson's going to shoot a goal from outside the area. I think it goes in the top corner, and I think that's how CSA wins. They're going to keep it tight. Avaí, I don't know if they're going to have Douglas. Well, if Avaí has Douglas, things might change, but I think Avaí is going to have a hard time creating chances against CSA, and I think CSA is going to frustrate them. And when you get frustrated in this league, you want to know what happens? Turnovers and counterattacks happen, and that's one thing CSA was able to do against Santos last week. I was really surprised about it. They showed pace in attack. Cassiano actually looked like he had a pulse at number 9 for CSA. And if they could get Motson and Cassiano somehow involved in this counterattack, I think they steal a goal. I think they nick one late. Avaí, not enough creation without Douglas. Also, I think they're slow at the back. CSA might be able to exploit that. Next game, I got Electrico Paranense at home against Bahia. And I have another road. Actually, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Make this a draw. Originally, I had Bahia to win, but I don't know if they have the gumption for it. I don't know if they have the fortitude in the back for it. CAP is very hard when they're at home. I think CAP is going to card out some starters, but I do think they're going to be tired from the voyage to Argentina. I think Bahia gets a draw here. Arthur Kaique is out of the lineup for Bahia, but this is actually an upgrade. Rosario, the good winger, the good attacker, is coming in for him. I think he provides the goals. Make sure you guys watch Eric Ramirez, the young number 10 for Bahia. I think he makes plays. I got him in my Cartola this week. Subscribe, hit the like button, share the videos. I'll also be coming with some Sell a Sound videos in the coming weeks.